This little cat could cry 800 pounds of tears every time it wept, so many that they formed a rushing river, sweeping the cat away. Just as it was about to be washed down a drain, a man named John rushed to rescue it. Seeing the kitten so pitiful, John decided to treat it to a meal. But Garfield, the cat, didn't hold back. It devoured everything in sight like a whirlwind. The story began when a skinny, starving stray cat placed its kitten in a wooden crate and walked away without looking back. As the father left, a storm suddenly broke out, terrifying the young Garfield, who was left alone in the crate. Believing he'd been abandoned, the kitten followed the scent of food to Vito's Pizzeria, where he encountered John, who was also lonely. The moment their eyes met, John was instantly charmed by the adorable little creature. But to John's surprise, the tiny kitten had an enormous appetite. Following the kitten's cues, John ordered a lasagna combo, but by the time the food arrived, Garfield had already vanished. John looked up to find the kitten feasting at other tables. He tried to stop him, but everywhere he turned, Garfield had already moved on, even snatching food from waiters' trays. No dish was left uneaten. As John scrambled on the floor searching for Garfield, a server approached with the packed lasagna, reminding John not to eat too much at night to avoid stomach issues. Worried the staff would discover the cat, John quickly took Garfield outside to say goodbye. He admitted the kitten was adorable, but his apartment didn't allow pets. Though sorry, he insisted the cat leave. Upon hearing this, Garfield burst into tears, so many that a river of tears formed, carrying him away. John frantically grabbed him just in time. And so, with just 5 minutes of pretend waterworks, Garfield secured a life of luxury for the next 15 years. After all, how much could one cat really eat? Later, Garfield recounted this origin story to the dopey dog at home. To adopt Garfield properly, John bought a house outside the city and even got the cat a silly dog as a companion to keep him entertained. Life with Garfield was never boring. Every day was a chaotic, joyful mess of cat and dog antics. As time passed, Garfield grew up and, under John's care, became a chunky cat. Concerned for his health, John tried putting him on a diet. But when John added a few veggies to the blender, Garfield tossed in 2 ribs, a steak, some pizza, and finished it off with cream cake and apple pie. By the time John started the blender, what began as 2 pounds of greens had turned into 10 pounds of meaty cake puree. Beyond eating, Garfield's favorite exercise was lounging on the couch watching TV. Though he seemed lazy, he had a thoughtful side. He'd help John during workouts by sneaking him pizza, task the dog with hanging laundry, and gently guide an exhausted John to bed after a long day.
You saw nothing.
It seemed this happy life would go on forever until one night, when Garfield and the dog were sneaking a midnight snack, they were suddenly ambushed and kidnapped by 2 vicious dogs.